Living in poverty is a disheartening situation. The lack of food, wearing old clothes, and facing emergencies without money are just some of the difficulties that accompany a poor person. Additionally, the inability to save or invest, mainly because the little that is earned goes towards basic necessities, never helps to break the cycle of scarcity. So why does the idea that the poor are poor because they want to be repeated so often? Is there any truth to it? In fact, those who repeat this phrase belong to three distinct categories, each with their own interests. Discovering who these groups are might surprise you, especially the last one. First, there are those who enjoy privileges and have the ability to make decisions easily. For them, starting a business, changing careers, quitting a job, or even moving to another country are viable options that can materialize with relative ease. This freedom of choice is a luxury the poor do not have, as the lack of resources limits their decision-making ability and ultimately their freedom. Secondly, there are motivational coaches and so-called experts in finance or digital businesses who take advantage of the desperation of the poor for economic gain. Their main tactic is to convince their victims that their situation of poverty is the result of their own decisions. They promise a way out of the precarious situation through an initial investment, creating false expectations of success through personal success stories that in reality only serve to perpetuate the illusion that change is possible with minimal effort. Thirdly, and perhaps most surprisingly for you, are the poor themselves. However, not all the poor fall into this category, but those who, resentful of life and unmotivated to make an effort, justify their lack of achievements by blaming external factors. For them, the idea that the poor are poor because they want to be becomes a mantra to escape responsibility for their own actions and failures. This group tends to deny any possibility of change and rejects any suggestion of improvement in their situation, preferring to cling to the belief that their fate is sealed by insurmountable external circumstances, using this mentality as an excuse not to strive and remain in their disheartening comfort zone. It is certain that poverty is influenced by external circumstances such as the socio-economic environment and available opportunities. However, it is equally important to recognize that determination and actively seeking solutions can make a difference. While it is unfair to solely blame individuals for their situation of poverty, it is also counterproductive to resign oneself to it without trying to change it. The good news for all people who want to get out of poverty and have the necessary resources is that there are 6 essential steps that, if followed, can fill their pockets with money and help them escape poverty. Step number 1: change your mindset. To get out of poverty, the most important thing is to change your way of thinking. You must take responsibility for your actions and stop seeing yourself as a victim. No matter how difficult your past has been, do not expect the government or society to solve everything for you. It is more useful to focus on your own challenges instead of lamenting what you consider unfair. Stop complaining and comparing yourself to others. Focus your thoughts on finding solutions and opportunities. If you develop a positive and proactive mindset, it will help you attract financial success. Do not delay your decisions waiting for the perfect moment because that moment will never come. Set clear goals, act with determination, and stop worrying about what others think. It is important to get rid of negative ideas about money, such as thinking it is the source of all problems or that rich people are bad. These beliefs can sabotage your efforts to improve. Recognize that money is just a tool and that financial success can provide you with the life you desire. Step number 2: reduce your expenses. The third step is to spend less money on things that are not really necessary. To do this, think twice before buying something and ask yourself if you really need it. For example, is it essential to have cable TV if you already have Netflix? Is it necessary to go out partying with your friends when you could use that time to study? Do you need so many clothes when your wardrobe is already full? All these questions help to curb most unnecessary expenses. Additionally, you might find that your children don't need as many toys as you thought, that sales do not always mean saving money, and that certain luxuries like a big TV are not as essential as they seem. Learn to be happy with what you have and live within your means. Remember that the need to maintain outward appearances can increase your financial problems and keep you trapped in poverty. Step number 3: clarify your financial situation. To get out of poverty, the first step is to understand your financial situation. This means knowing how much you earn and what you spend it on. If you use credit or debit cards, review your statements. If you deal with cash, write down everything you spend in a notebook, an Excel spreadsheet, or an app. Once you have clarity about your finances, you need to ensure you earn more than you spend. If you are in poverty, it is likely that your expenses are equal to or exceed your income. Therefore, it is important to see the difference between what you earn and what you spend. If your situation is not too complicated, you might be able to cut some expenses. But if that is not enough, you will need to find ways to earn more money. Step number 4, find ways to increase your income. If you cannot balance your expenses with your current income, the next strategy is to increase your sources of income. You can do this in 2 ways, by seeking a better paying job or by starting a business. In other words, you can switch to a job that pays more or start your own side business alongside your current job. But remember, it is important to find a balance that allows you to have time for yourself, do activities you enjoy, maintain personal relationships, and take care of yourself. Avoid excessive stress that can cause long-term problems. Consider if you have the energy to manage multiple jobs, and if not, focus on keeping one that pays you enough. Moreover, today there are many opportunities to earn extra money flexibly, doing things you enjoy. With so many options available on the internet, you can find one or several that match your interests and skills. Step number 5, save as soon as possible. Before spending your money on anything, you should pay yourself first by setting aside a portion for savings. The more money you decide to save, the more possibilities you will have to get out of poverty. As you commit to saving and see your money grow, you will feel satisfied and motivated to continue saving more. Over time, this habit will strengthen and become a natural part of your life. Seeking practical advice and strategies for saving can make this process easier. We have many videos here on the channel about how to save, including the one that is appearing for you right now. Step number 6, invest your savings. Investing wisely can make the money you have saved earn you extra returns. There are many ways to do this, such as starting your own business, investing in real estate or the stock market, or joining investment funds. At first, it may seem complicated, but it is important to take the first step and learn about your options. It doesn't matter if you have no experience, we all start from scratch. It is normal to be afraid of losing the money that was so hard to earn, but overcoming this fear is essential for financial stability. And you don't need to spend a lot on expensive courses. Nowadays, there is plenty of free information available online, such as our videos and podcasts. It is also important to educate yourself financially to make informed decisions about your investments. The key is to commit to learning and take steps to improve your situation. Getting out of poverty requires a change in our habits and attitudes. To overcome it, follow these 6 steps in your daily life, and I guarantee that your financial life will improve significantly. Leave your thoughts on this situation in the comments and don't forget to subscribe to stay tuned for new videos on the channel.